got a message today from a friend out in New Mexico. And he's been a friend for many years now on YouTube and Facebook. And he was responding to a video I made about selling instruments on Facebook. And he said, I have a Pono ukulele. The bridge has popped off. Should I have the bridge replaced before I sell the ukulele? And I said, yes, indeed. Because if you sell a ukulele with no bridge on it, you're going to get much less for the ukulele, much less than it's worth. And I would say probably less than 50%, and maybe more like 33% of its actual value. That's a guess, but that's probably the way it's going to be. When I bought this ukulele, I got it for $49 on Facebook Marketplace because it had no saddle and no strings. Well, that was not really a big deal at all because all I did was buy a saddle and put strings on it. But at $49, I paid about 25% of what the ukulele was worth. And that's what's going to happen if you try to sell a $400 ukulele. With a bridges popped off, you might get $80, I'm thinking. So, what to do? First thing to do is don't buy an expensive ukulele. I just don't want one, even if it's given to me. I don't want a $1,000 ukulele. $400 ukulele I might be able to stand, but $2,000 ukulele, and I would just be fearful of it being damaged. I would not want it at all. So first thing to do, keep your ukulele purchase under $200 and you'll never really have too much grief, I don't think. But if you pay $400, like I bought a classical guitar back in my dumb days and paid $1,000 for it before I could learn how to play. I never did really learn how to play classical. But it cracked. It warped in the heat. And I ended up paying $200 to somebody to fix that for me. So damage can happen to expensive ukuleles, and the more expensive you pay, the more likely I think you're going to have damage, even if you take care of it. So what to do if you paid $400 to $2,500 for a ukulele and the bridge flies off? Well, or you have any kind of damage like that. I would say the more expensive ukulele, obviously the more need you have to have it repaired by somebody who's capable of doing the job. In my case, when this ukulele, bless its heart, the bridge popped off of it about 6 weeks ago. And so happened I had a friend named Dennis who likes tinkering with projects like this. And he's obviously worked in wood before, and he's a handyman and he can do anything. So he repaired it for me. But for most people, you're going to have to go to Facebook Marketplace and see if you can find somebody who promotes themselves as an instrument repair person, or contact your local music store, or even a ukulele group or something locally. But if it were me, and the way I found my help back in the days with my classical guitar, I found an ad in Craigslist. So happened the guy lived about a mile and a half from me, I went over, talked to him, showed him the instrument, and we had a great relationship for a while there until we moved. And he would give me advice about instruments and things. He was not a professional, but he was a highly skilled amateur. And so he did a great job repairing my classical guitar, though you could still see that it had been repaired. Dennis did a better job, I think. So there, if you have an expensive ukulele, and I consider anything expensive over $200, then look into having it repaired by somebody who has skill doing that. And it cost me $200. If I'd had somebody replace the bridge, I'm thinking that might only cost $100 or so. That was not, I don't think, as difficult as actually shaping the ukulele, the classical guitar that had been warped. So if you're out $100, then I think that would be a pretty good investment, because say the ukulele costs $400, you have it repaired for $100, you sell it for $300, then you make $200. If you sell it for $75, then you've lost a ton of money, and you just won't get too much money if you don't have your instrument repaired, I don't think. Now, if Dennis wants to chime in here, he's welcome to, because he has experience talking with people on other online channels who have more expensive ukuleles than I deal with. So he might think differently. If you've got a really special ukulele, obviously people will not think too much about replacing a bridge if they're going to get a savings of $500 or $600. So there, those are my tips if you have an instrument that's damaged. Hopefully, as I said, you can keep your losses down by never buying an instrument that costs more than $150. I think that would be a really good thing to do. The best instruments I have cost me less than $150, I do believe, or at least the ones that I like the best. So you do not need to pay a lot of money to have a quality, good sounding, good looking, good playing ukulele. We have seen the Caramel all solid acacia with acoustic, electric, tenor for under $100. You don't need anything more than that, honestly. Thanks for watching.